So today in Munich, and being the last day in Germany, tomorrow it's going to be the first day in Austria. I'm entering through Salzburg, which excites me a lot. So I'm going to be missing the good old Germany. And so for this, it's time to talk about philosophy. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that it is special to me because I was a little bit prejudgmental years ago, and with the time I had changed a little bit my opinion in this regard. And the topic is anarchism. Normally when you think about anarchists, you think about people with masks or people committing terrorist acts or going to the manifestations and destroying things and so on, because they believe that there shouldn't be any government. And it is a little bit of that, like about not government, not necessarily about destruction and so on. There are of course radical groups, but anarchism principle, it is the denial of a government, of central government, which is very important to say. So they believe that the central government is an imposition to the freedom of the individuals. So what do they propose instead? Well, they propose the government of oneself, which could be called as the autarkia. Anarchism, it's like the word as its structure, it's like the prefix a from the Greek word, and archia, which is power or government. So autarkia means the government of oneself. So it is the absence of the central government and the government of everybody, of each individual to its own self. This is a really interesting thing, because it doesn't also mean that everybody is doing whatever they want in the way of that they are only pleasing their own will and so on. No, it is not like that, because otherwise each will collide with each other. So it is a little bit more, or way more profound than that. It means that each individual has to develop a consciousness of the role in a group of people, the things that they are adding to it, or the things that they have to give to the group, and they act as a consequence of that in order to live in order and peaceful and in harmony. So anarchism, it's actually something really beautiful. It's to be conscious about your role in a society, what you can add to it, and how can you live better in that without the imposition of a central structure, of a big authority which is telling you what to do or not to do. It means that anarchism appeals to the absolute freedom of the individuals and their own organization as they want. So what happens when somebody is not following the rules or something like that? Well, the people would organize themselves, and they would, in their own heads and in their own idea, would decide what's coming next. So what's wrong then with anarchism? In principle, nothing, but we might say that anarchism could have its own limitations in regard to the scope of the society. If we are talking about like huge groups, then maybe it gets complicated. But this is also something that can be discussed, of course. And the other thing which I find super cool about anarchism is that even if we agree somehow that we need, in a way, an external force that is controlling, that nobody gets advantage of the others and so on, the idea of being your own master and being the own ruler of your own consciousness and your own destiny and so on, it has as a result in the end that we need less and less the state. We take advantage less of the others, we try to abuse less from the others with the time, and that is something, in my opinion, really good to rescue from the really interesting idea from the anarchists. But what do you think?